Howdy, how y'all doing? This is George the Fearless Rambler. I'm hoping you guys have a wonderful day. Today we're here at Bishop's Castle in Rye, Colorado, and we're going to explore it. So come join us. Extreme to the max!
This extreme do-it-yourself project was a vision of a local resident, Jim Bishop, supported by his wife Phoebe, where they started a small stone cabin in 1969.
This pretty amazing castle here. Just walk through the entrance gate.
As we came up to visit Bishop Castle, learning about the history and this one-man monument or sculpture of stone and iron has inspired me that very little cannot be accomplished. And dreams can come true if you put your mind to it and the blood, sweat, and tears. If you're a subscriber to my channel, you might already know that I'm building a small cabin in the woods, but it doesn't hold a candle to Jim Bishop's one-man show. On his website, Bishop claims that his castle is the country's or maybe even the world's largest one-man project. Though he also states he's only been on a plane twice, so what does he know? But it's one of the most impressive things I've ever seen. Jim, working up here at the castle, you just might see him in a camouflaged fedora hat and a self-acclaimed shirt stating Jim Bishop, Castle Builder, and he certainly is. Let's go and look around this great, magnificent place. As we walk around here, you just might want to know that Jim bought this 2.5-acre parcel of land in the San Isabel National Forest for $450 in 1959. And believe it or not, he was only 15 years of age. That's about $4,500 in today's dollars. Also at the age of 15, Jim dropped out of high school, after a squabble with his English teacher. Yeah, I've had the same squabbles, my way and their way of spelling. But he also was no slouch. He was a hard worker, earning a paycheck lawn mowing and being a paper boy. He also dedicated his time to learn the family trade with his father Willard, ironworking, and became a master ironworker, which taught him the skills to ornament this castle.
This is one of the pretty cool looking places in here with the stained glass windows and sure elegant of a medieval castle.
This artistic ornamental style is a mix of Gothic, medieval, and whimsical, as seen on the second floor with the stained glass windows lighting up the room in color, the beautiful ornate ironwork, the stonework, and of course those arches giving this lower level a beauty of its own.
Now Jim Bishop, he was an iron worker. Him and his dad had an iron shop, and they would trade off weekends to build a family cabin up here. But they did have good ironworking skills. So you see this beautiful ironwork across here. He has spent a lot of time showing off his skill while he built this particular room. How this all began is that Jim Bishop, he built a little rock cabin, but there's no water there. So he brought up some metal barrels and made them into cisterns in which he built rocks around these metal barrels, and they kind of look like a turret. And here they are right there. Now when they look like a turret, one of his friends said, "Hey, this looks like a castle." Well, that's where this began.
The interior is 3 full stories and is completed with a grand ballroom, or they might call the cathedral, and I call the chapel because you can get married there.
Well, welcome to the chapel. It's a nice little gathering area. You can rent this out, $500, and actually get married here. That's just very, very beautiful.
I understand that Jim built the grand ballroom for Phoebe. She'd like to go down to the local dance hall and dance away. So Jim thought, well, I would like to have her up here at the castle more often. So he built the grand ballroom and he brought the party up here. With Bishop's Gothic medieval genre going on here at the castle exterior is made of stone.
Help! I'm stuck, and I think there's a bear behind me.
And features intricate details such as arches, turrets, and flying buttresses. The castle also reaches over 16 stories high. That's 160 feet. Has 3 large cathedral windows, wrought iron walkways.
Hugging the wall, I am hugging the wall.
A bridge to nowhere, and a stainless steel fire-breathing dragon. Yeah, it spits out fire.
So as we look at that dragon is 80 feet in the air. It's made out of stainless steel. He had a friend that had some stainless steel he was going to throw in the city dump. But instead of doing that, he dropped it off here to Jim, and Jim took it, cut it into some nice scales, and rivet it all together. About a year later, another friend had a hot air balloon thruster, and he took that, put it in the throat, so that dragon can actually spit out fire when it wants to. Just like the Winchester Mystery House, sometimes stairs and bridges go to nowhere. Okay. I think people are doing the I dare you thing up here. They're going to get to that bridge to nowhere. We're halfway there. And when we get there, then it's just a dare. There we go. I'll use this rope all the way up. Oh, wait. I broke it. How safe is this? We'll find out. Ooh, look, 2 stairs down to nowhere. Let's go outside. This is the place the kids were jumping out of. And if you look here, this is where the guy jumped out of this railing and tried doing his pull-ups. I think he did the pull-up on this one here. Walked down here. He was going to try climbing all the way to the top. Not too wise of a thing, unless you kind of want to die. Got the second bell. Yeah. Dinner time. Here it is, a bridge to nowhere and a stairway to hell. So here it goes. It's pretty rickety here. So, yeah, do we trust this guy's welds? Well, I just hope they stay another 3 minutes and I'll be okay. Stairway to scratched out hell. That doesn't quite make it, does it?
A quote from the Denver Post about Jim Bishop on the bridge to nowhere. Quote, a wry smile appeared on his face as he shook the bridge back and forth, his slight frame swaying in the cool mountain breeze. If I build it, Bishop said, I can surely walk on it. End quote.
If you notice here, no railings. I drop off to, well, into the chapel. Okay, let's walk down to this other turret. Again, no railings on this turret. And pure faith that his wells are going to hold up for the next 3 minutes. So let's head down here and see this particular turret. What do you think? I think I need to take a picture of you filming me up these stairs. Look at these stairs. They head straight up to the Dome of Death. Oh, you look right here with no railing. It's pretty far down there. Certainly, you can get a great view.
Now, if you've noticed so far, there's a large enclosed dome on top of the castle. I like to call it Dome of Death. It's known for providing spectacular panoramic views of the surrounding of San Isabel National Forest. It has rollers on it, and it can spin around. They look like casters to me.
I'm heading up to the Dome of Death. I think that's the name of it. So here I go. Just going to go up to the top up here and sit there and say, I made it. Whoa. A geodesic dome. I don't know if it was finished and it just fell apart or it just never had a chance to finish it. But I'm pretty sure it was finished. And it's kind of degrading as it shakes here. Yeah. It's a pretty neat scene here. It is starting to rust out. In how many years this is going to stand, I don't know. But it was enough for me to get here today.
The last place we're going to head to is the main tower. Yeah, it is the place that is 160 feet tall and about the size of a 16-story building. Let's look at that and then head on home. Jim kind of remains satisfied with the overall height of the castle, but it may not just be permanent. Though he recently been threatened to build one of the corners out to a tower of 250 feet, but due to his age, I think 160 feet will be his permanent height. It doesn't really sound like anyone has seriously been hurt here at Bishop's Castle, though we saw some idiots today that certainly could have been hurt. Now keep in mind, stairways are tight. Many times it feels like you're walking up a lighthouse with spiral cases going to great heights, and they're very narrow at the end. When you get to the top, there may not be railings. Also, there are staircases that are dark and sometimes very uneven. When you're out on the walkways, railings are low, rusted out sometimes, and even non-existent. I wouldn't call this a super safe place, so take caution. Watch your kids carefully and also watch your step. And since this can get very crowded during the summer, also watch your fellow neighbors. Don't actually push them off. And for a last bit of advice, there is no proper bathroom.
Now, if you really have to go, it's right here. It's not maybe the most private thing in the world, but it's space to use.
There was a row of honey pots or porta potties by the drawbridge that you're welcome to use. At least they were there when I was there. Parking is pretty tight also. It is on the side of the road in front of the castle, and there's no separate parking lot. First come, first serve.
Thank you for joining us at Bishop's Castle. Now, if you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. Hit that notification bell. Give me 2 thumbs up, because this is George the Fearless Rambler, wanting to go climb up again, signing off.